Hi, are you there?
Hi, hello
It's
everyone.
working. Oh my gosh.
I did it. Oh my
You
God,
did.
I did it. I
Congrats.
did it right.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you,
Um,
Tanya.
yeah,
Thank
I
y'all
don't
for
know,
helping
Cher.
me.
It's funny because I can't access okay, I can read the chat here on my laptop, but I can't respond to it. I can respond to it on my phone. So I will try to do the modding, from there. Thank you for making me a mod. I don't know if I can do a very good job because, squirrel, but I'll try. Thank you for having me. Oh, I've lost your audio. Can you hear me okay? Hello?
Okay, I didn't think I could hear you. I can hear
Oh,
you
okay.
okay.
Now can you hear me okay though now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. I lost you for a minute, but there you are.
Yeah, I had two or three screens open. I was getting all this double feedback. I'm like, oh hell,
Oh,
something's
that
not right.
happens. Definitely. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah. But yeah, I can see the chat and I can respond to chat only on my phone. And I don't know if that's because I'm logged in two different places, maybe. I don't know. But I can see it fully on my laptop, but I can't respond to it. I don't get it. I'm so technically challenged. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
thank
probably
you.
going to be the same with me because this is the first time I've ever done this and I'm completely lost, but I got it set up.
You did. You got it set up, and got us talking and everything, and yeah, it looks good so far. Very good job.
All right. Well, I don't know who all's here, but welcome everyone. And I am so glad you joined us here. And I just want to throw a few things out at the very beginning. No drama. No drama. Just pretty much simple as that. We're not going to be belittling nobody, no creator bashing, just no bashing in general. Just don't do it. It's not going to happen. I don't like drama. We're just going to discuss the case. That's about it.
Oh, okay. Yes, and thank you again. Thank you for having me. And I don't do drama, but drama does me. I don't know I don't know why it follows me, and I really don't like it, and I don't add to it. I try not to, and I know you don't either.
Oh,
Um,
no.
so I'm very, very happy to be on your show tonight, where you've got all these wonderful subs. I don't think anyone in here is dramatic. I hope.
Well, thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Tanya, for coming. I'm supposed to be having Cher up in here and Mr.
Yeah.
Cher and Dr.B if she
Yay.
shows up. So, it should be a really good show. Just talk about the case. What I want to talk about tonight is like the discovery, the last 4 uploads that I did, as well as even the Betty one, if anyone's had a chance to look at that.
Sure, please do. No, I haven't looked at the Betty one yet. I don't know.
Well, you probably already know the gist of it anyway. You know the case.
Sure, sure.
It's what she saw, and the truck and all that kind of stuff. I think it should have been looked into a little further because it's like they didn't really put much concept into what Betty said, and I think what Betty said was pretty important.
Oh, definitely. About the truck she saw parked. Oh, there's Cher.
Hi, Cher.
Hey, honey. Somebody's first stream is lit.
It sure is. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get out and go back in now because now I can't hear you guys. Sorry.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I
And I'm
think that
trying.
happens. Or maybe I done something wrong. I don't know.
Okay, you guys can see me. Okay, so now I'm not getting feedback, and I'm doing what Mr. Cher told me to do to get into the actual YouTube.
Yeah.
And now I can see stuff. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yay.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Cher.
Oh,
Um,
I'm
and
so
I
glad
hope.
everybody showed up. I was just like, nobody's even going to show up, because I'm not that bigger channel or nothing like that, So, but yeah,
Aw.
they're here.
Yeah, you're bigger than me. You're awesome. I think that everyone watches. I thought everyone watched your channel. I love your channel. I love your voice still, and you still remind me of my girlfriend from Memphis.
Well, thank you. But
Yeah, very pretty voice.
we definitely have more views than we have subscribers. So, I think a lot of people watches it, just not subscribers, so I don't really know who they are, but I try to keep in pretty good contact with my subscribers when they, when they comment and everything.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think that, yeah, and you do have a full house. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Yeah, and Cher was going to go out and come back in. I don't know. Have you
I
tried?
did.
Oh,
I'm
good.
here.
I don't see. Why don't I see your icon or your little face?
I don't know.
Thank you,
That's
Kellyanne.
weird. I don't see you. Do you see her?
Big
I
Daddy
can
K.
see you both.
Let me go back. Okay, now I see her. Oh, things are getting weirder and weirder. Now I see you. Okay, good.
Yeah, she's here. I see her. Okay,
Yay.
guys. Well, I'll just let one of you start talking about it, and let's answer. Y'all got any questions? I mean, anybody?
Italian.
Hell, I don't know where to start.
Oh, go. You guys
Okay.
can go ahead. I talk too much.
No,
Somebody
you
jump in.
don't. No, you
Aw.
don't. No, no, no.
Hi, babe.
Hello, Mr. Cher.
Hello.
Okay, everybody, let me introduce everybody. This is Tania. Tanya, how do you say your name?
Me? Oh, it's Tanya. Tanya, just like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tanya. This is Tanya. She's an author.
Thank
She
you.
has written
Hi.
many books, one about Watts case. This
Yep.
is Mr. and Miss Cher in the flesh. And everybody knows who I am or they wouldn't be here, right?
Right,
So,
right.
okay.
Aw.
Mr. Cher did a bunch of studying today, you guys.
He
Oh,
did. He
yeah.
was doing
I'm
his
so far
homework.
behind, but yeah, I'm trying.
Aw.
He did.
Oh, and Angelina's asking if you need more mods.
She is a mod.
She is. Oh, good. Okay. So I'm
You
behind
are
in the
French,
chat.
my sweetheart.
I'm behind always and everything. So yeah. Okay, good. I don't know how frugal it is to make me be a mod, but
Okay, so have y'all got any questions in chat? Because I always have so many comments that I can't reply back on. I can't do them all. There's, it's just me. The name of her book is No Inclination.
Yep.
Tanya, if you can put the link to it maybe in the chat. It's
Okay. I will certainly try.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. Let me I gotta find it somewhere. Hold on. I will, I think.
Or if Bumblebee can maybe do it, one of the mods that are in there.
Yeah,
Angelina or
got
Bumblebee,
my
can you
link.
do that for her, please?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bumblebee. I appreciate that because I can't find it right off the top of my head here. You'd think I'd have it. But if you go to Amazon, you can just look it up or even Google me and you can find all my stuff. But thank you. Thank you for shouting out about my book. But it's the only fictional book. It's the only novel written about the Watts case. And I changed the names and all that, but it's the same story essentially, a little bit different setting and things like that. But it is the same unfortunate story with an uplifting ending. My intent was to provide some sort of hope and something a little bit better than what we actually got at the end. So yeah, it's no inclination, like what Chris Watts said in his porch sermon. Yeah. Thank you.
So, did anybody get a chance to? I know they did watch those 4 parts of the discovery we've done read. I know Mr. Cher is just now starting to know a little bit about this case, and so he's just learning. But he already knows some, so he'll be jumping in there too.
Definitely. And what parts of the discovery are we wanting to talk about? Because oh my gosh, there's so much. And
Yeah, well, just just anything of those 4 parts that I've done went over. There's a lot. One of them was the medium. Like,
yes, can you believe that? Oh my gosh.
she was almost too spot on, right?
Exactly. Now is she the one? Yeah, is she the one that said her? Did she say her name was Juanita? Is that the one, or is that the other one? The other call that came in. I'm sorry, my brain is
I can't remember. I can't remember right off either what her name was, but she was too damn spot. She was spot on, except for the wooded area.
Exactly.
She even got down to the detail about the blankets, the kids being wrapped in the blankets, and there was no bloodshed. She was straight up. Do y'all think that was a medium?
She was.
Really? Do you believe in
Well,
mediums?
I've had my friend Paula on the show before, and she, I don't know if you guys know who Peter Beard is. He was a wildlife photographer, very famous. He dated Lee Radziwill, Princess Lee Radziwill, related to the Kennedy family. But he disappeared on Long Island a few months ago, and he was 80 something, and he had dementia. And his family didn't know if he wandered off or what happened. Well, my friend Paula told me a couple weeks before they found him, they're going to find him face down in a bunch of tall grass or something like that and near water, and he's passed away. And that's exactly how they found him. Face down, he had passed away in a bunch of tall reeds near the body of water. So the psychics and the mediums who are good and real, they do what they do, and I don't know how they do it, but they do. Yeah.
I kind of
So
shock in the mediums when that whole thing happened with Amanda Berry's mother, on the Cleveland abduction girls. They told her mom that she was dead. Oh, somebody, thank you for the super chat. That's the first one I ever got. I was not expecting anything like that.
How
Thank
nice.
you.
Aww.
Yeah, really. Wow. Thank you.
And thank you, girls, for putting up the link to my book. I really appreciate that. Angelina and Bumblebee, you guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah, you got it. Look at that super chat. Aw.
Yeah, Bobby Owens, and she's one of my really loyal supporters. She's great, really, she is. But yeah, I mean, the medium thing, I used to totally believe in them. I even used to play around and read tarot cards and all that kind of stuff. So I was all about it, right? But then what happened with Amanda Berry's mother, and then Sylvia Brown told her, your daughter's dead. So she gave up and she died of a broken heart,
I know.
Amanda watched Sylvia Brown tell her that,
Yeah, I know.
I used to be obsessed with Sylvia Brown. I actually have all her books, but yeah, that was a rough one. And then it was rough. She always put herself in the John Benet Ramsey case, and she kept saying it was a teacher, and it was a karate teacher, she kept saying. And that made no sense because the little girl never did karate. She was in beauty pageants. So.
Right.
Right.
Made no sense.
Kellyanne asked me if my other books are fact or fiction. I have one book that is a nonfiction. It's called The Ghost of Grey Gardens, Lois Wright's life story. The rest are fiction. So, I've got a bunch. And thank you for asking. And I know that Sylvia, Sylvia Brown? I don't know if I ever really believed in her as much. I think she was more theatrical. I don't know.
She was pushed by Montel Williams real hard back in the day.
Right.
Oh, I was all about the Long Island medium. I used to watch every show she had, and then I found out she was a big fake. So I was like,
she's fake. She got called out here in Minneapolis, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
it was a shit show. Or I'm sorry, it was a crap show.
Wow, when did that happen?
Not good. She would get she got caught doing the tricks, so she would go over and then she'd say the little things that could be anybody, and then I can't even remember what happened, but everyone of course had their phones out and was recording it, and she actually lost her cool and stormed out of the conference room thing she was in.
You're kidding.
Wow. Oh my God.
I did not see that. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know that.
Someone was in an accident or whatever she was saying, and she was like, it's someone here, it's someone over here, and then she was like, well, actually spirit can be wrong when this way, and then she walks across the other room, and she was so embarrassed she just left. I can't remember exactly what happened.
Oh dear.
It was a couple years ago.
I did not hear about that. I don't know why.
I didn't know. The last I heard about her and her husband was separating or something. That's the last I heard of her.
Yeah, because he was sleeping with the fans.
I didn't know that either. I just knew that they were separating.
That's horrible.
She always dragged that poor man with and made him hold her purse and everything.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, then. I guess he really enjoyed his wife's work then.
Yeah. So do you really think that was a medium, or do you think it could have been somebody else that was just trying to call?
I think it was somebody else, yeah.
Do you really? Now, see, I believe in unicorns and all that, so I think it was a medium. I really do. Yeah.
So what about you, Mr. Cher? Do you even know what we're talking about on this part?
Oh, I don't know the specifics. I know what a medium is, though.
Right.
And yeah, people can pick up on certain energies. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, we've all done that. The phone rings, and before you even look at it, you know who's calling. Stuff
Well,
like
sure.
that. I mean,
Oh,
there's
that's true,
definitely stuff out there that people can pick up on.
But it's so spot on though, plumb down to the girls being wrapped in blankets and being underwater and the trash bags and God, what all
Yes.
was it, y'all? Trash bags, water, um, strangled, oh my God. I mean, it was spot on.
Yeah, I know. I know she was. And I can't imagine it. I mean, who would no, oh gosh, you got
Whoa.
another
Oh
nice
wow,
mug.
that's
Look at that. Oh my
thank
gosh.
you.
Good for
Wow.
you. And
I'm
I think it
feeling
was
popular up in here now.
yeah, I know. Gianna Marie
Thank
says
you, good.
CW did it all. I agree with you, Gianna. I think he did it all by himself, and I know I'm one of the last few people in the world who believes that, but I don't see anyone else involved in. Oh wait, Mr. Cher, what's your verdict?
Yeah, you already know. Just from
Yeah.
what I haven't really looked at much, but from what I've looked at, I think it was him.
Thank you.
So you
Woohoo!
think it
2
was all
votes.
him?
I
Okay.
do, but
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at the mistress yet or
Oh,
the
okay.
neighbor. Like I haven't. Like I've only
Right.
looked at a few things.
Oh, okay. So you've got a lot of room for movement in there in your thoughts process. So,
I'm a blank canvas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Like
when you
today
get
he
a time,
watched the what'd you watch, babe? It was Chris's interrogation and then his news thing when he was like
Yeah,
saying
his
he wanted his wife
hi,
back.
interrogation,
Stephanie.
the news thing, and the 2 times the cops were at his house searching. Those are the videos I
Oh,
watched.
okay. So you just saw pretty much the media stuff that was put out there.
It
Yeah, I
was the
didn't know
media
what to
stuff that
start him
really
with.
put me over the top with him, though.
Right, right. Well, I mean, you got a little time to look into it,
Mm.
and if your thought process changes any, and it's likely to. I'm going to
Oh,
tell
I'm
you,
sure
I
it
was
will.
sitting right where you're at.
Mr. Flip Flopper.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Mrs. Flip Flopper.
Yeah, Mrs. for sure. Oh my gosh. And Mia says that Sylvia Brown was real. Mia, she might have been, and I believe did she pass away? I'm sorry, I don't know for sure, but
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But I think that no, she very well may have been real, and she got some things wrong. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I think all psychics and mediums are going to get things wrong, but
Sure,
she was, but I don't know. It's hard to say because she actually did get some things right too.
she did.
The
Right.
thing that I really, really liked about Sylvia Brown is when you've seen her and people ask questions like, what made me love her was people would be like, oh, well, when will I meet my husband? And like silly questions like that. And Sylvia Brown would look at him and be like, I don't know. Go out, go do something, go meet somebody. Like, I'm not going to
Right.
tell you when. Like, I can't answer that for you. Go have a social life. Maybe you'll meet someone. Like, that's why I actually
Right.
really liked her. She wasn't
Right.
trying to answer every single question.
Sure. Exactly. And I mean, as a real medium or real psychic, you can't answer questions on demand. I think that some hone that skill so that they can, they may not be able to give you the lottery number, but they can answer things. If you ask them a question, I don't know, but I've seen a few of them who can turn it, know when it's going to hit them. So yeah, I agree.
I want to believe in them, I really do, but I don't know.
I do
I'm the
too.
most skeptical person ever, I think, ever. Like I
Sure.
try to, but I'm like, no, so I don't know. But I want to ask Tanya a question.
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, what do you think about Nicole pinging at 6:16 in Frederick that morning?
Okay. Well, what I think is that she was a jealous type, and she may have stalked the family. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That doesn't mean she's a killer. I think that even in my book, I have the mistress who her name is Stephanie in the book. She'll drive by their house late at night and kind of look in their windows, and she wants to find evidence that he's lying to her, that he's not really separating from his wife, and all that. And I think that the real Nicole Kessinger may have done exactly that. Now, the night before, when he was on the phone to her and he said, oh, Shanann's flight is late, but I'm definitely going to have this talk with her. We're going to separate tonight. It's going to be over tomorrow. I'm going to start looking for a new apartment with you, whatever lies he told her. I think that she didn't believe him. And I honestly think she might have driven by the house in order to see, okay, are they getting all packed up for a picnic? They're going out, or what's going on? Is Chris's truck still there? Is he kind of snuggling up with his family today, even though he promised me he was going to break up with her last night? Just out of curiosity, she drove by there, and she may not have pinged there before, but I think it's a difference of something like 3 miles to go that route rather than the other route. So she may very well have driven.
Huge coincidence that would all happen the morning of the murders, though.
It was, and that's that's the kind of luck I have. So I can't not believe that someone else would have that luck.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Exactly. And then she also asked him to prove that he was at Survey 319. So I think in her mind, she was thinking he's with his family, he's having a late breakfast with everyone, he's lying to me, he didn't go off to a site that early in the morning, what a liar, prove to me you're there. So that's what that looks like to me. So I don't know. I think it's nothing more than that. And again, I've always said the simplest answer is usually correct. And in this case, I think that's pretty much what she did. Guilty of being a psycho-obsessed girlfriend, probably. But not guilty of killing anyone. I really don't think so. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not certain that she actually done anything with her own hands. It may be more of a manipulation tactic. I don't know, but I do know that there is a whole lot surrounding her interviews, the discovery, and a lot of things that absolutely make her look guilty as hell of something, right?
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Right. She makes herself look guilty.
She does.
If you have nothing to hide, then why are you hiding, right? I mean, why did she Google Amber Fry before she went to the cops? Why did she delete everything?
She copied everything Amber Fry did. Her interrogation. So everything Amber Fry did. So Amber, I just heard today Nicole said, I watched on the news he had a wife. I didn't realize he was still in a good marriage and that she was 15 weeks pregnant. Okay, red flag. How the hell would Nicole even know? Like, it's weird that the mistress.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
15 weeks pregnant. Like, exactly how many weeks pregnant she was. But everything she did was exactly like Amber Frey. And she Googled her before. So she's trying to play what Amber Frey say. Amber Frey said she knew nothing about it until he was on the news during his family's candlelight visual. And he's on the phone calling her saying he's in France when really he's looking for his missing wife with a bunch of people in the community. And she saw it all on the news. And that's exactly what Nicole did. Well, I saw on the news he's still married and has the wife was 15 weeks pregnant. Like, she literally copycatted everything she tried to play the same card Amber Frey did. And
all the way down to the photo shoot. I mean,
exactly.
Right.
Amber Frey. Only Amber Frey did the smart thing, and as soon as she saw that on the news, she went to the cops right away. Well, what Nicole do is that we just watched that showing today. Nicole is the one who had to call the cops and say, "Hey, I'll tell everything." Why did the cops not go and take her? She should have been number 2 suspect. I'll say it again: Chris number 1, Nicole number 2. Why did she have to call the cops and say, "Hey, I'll come and talk to you guys"? What?
Well, I think she did that so she can go forward and she wouldn't look as guilty as she might have thought she would otherwise.
She was trying to copy Amber.
Yeah, I personally think she knew that they were coming to question her, and she wanted to jump up front, and be like, hey, I'm here. You don't got to come search warrant me and all this, I'm here.
Right.
Because Anadarko told her, or somebody at Anadarko told her, hey, they got your text. They know.
Right.
And those texts are sketchy as hell anyway. Those texts to me sound rehearsed.
Hi, Mama Bear. Yeah, they really do. There's a lot of things that I think were rehearsed. Even when she announced the baby when Chris was walking in, that video looks super staged to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything looked staged. I mean, really it did. I mean, just
that didn't. Yeah, I think that she probably told him prior to that, and he's not a very good, he is an actor, but he wasn't great at doing that scene that Shanann wanted him to do, and therefore he tried to look surprised and happy, and it didn't come across as either. I don't know.
Mr. Cher thinks he's a very good actor, though.
He is a good actor. He's
do
kept up,
too.
the acting
He's
whole
awesome.
life.
Yeah, I mean, narcissists, I don't know why they're not in Hollywood. You know, they're good.
I'm sure they are in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think it's beyond narcissism. I think he's actually psychopath. Or
Yep.
yeah,
I
You know,
do
psychopath.
too.
that even fits him better, in my opinion, than narcissist.
Well, I think
Because
that Dr. B said you have to be a narcissist in order to be a psychopath, actually.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's obviously more qualified to answer that than me, but I know narcissists. I've knew several, and I've never knew one that could hold that mask on that long. You know,
Right.
once
Same.
he
Right.
had
All
her,
the falls.
yeah, once he had her in Colorado, away from her family, you would have thought that mask would have damn slipped quick.
Absolutely.
You're right.
But
But I
this-
think as long as he was physically comfortable and emotional, they don't have emotion the way we do, but as long as he was comfortable in his new little life in Colorado, why would he let it slip? I don't know. I don't know what he is or what he has, and I wish he would have been evaluated. I don't know that he has been.
Well,
really don't.
he was to a point, but it wasn't a full evaluation. I have found out. So, but either way, I mean, it's hard on a narcissist, really, because they're good. I mean, they can fake out everything. I know. I've dealt with
They
them in
can.
court. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
we're in court cases against somebody and they're a piece of shit. And the other person, there's a good person, and they're going to lose because the narcissists know how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. They do, and they play the room and they become whatever it is you want. I mean, I've known one at least, and that was a book deal I was working on, and the man fooled everyone. Oh my gosh. And he's such a charming, kind, innocent, quiet man, and you would never have any idea that he's secretly, I believe, a sociopath until he does something horrible to someone. And a lot of people who are psychopaths or sociopaths, they live their entire life without ever stumbling. They may live their entire life without ever killing anyone or hurting anyone or ever taking down the mask, from what I understand. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's
Yeah.
what keeps hitting with me. Because, well, I was watching this knowing that he had already confessed and everything, but watching like that news clip, he didn't seem like a guy worried about his family at all.
Not
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Not at all.
And
no.
and when you asked what to say to his wife and kids, if they could hear him, he said, "Come back." He didn't say, "Come home." He said, "Come back." Like he knew they were dead.
That's true. I
He
never
did
think
say
about
come
that.
back. You're
He-
right.
He
did.
never
It wasn't
once.
come home.
He never
You're
said,
right.
"Come home," and he never said, "I love you," ever.
Very good point.
Right. Right, because you would say come home, but come back you might even say after someone has died, I wish I had my dad back,
Exactly.
I
Very
wouldn't say my
good.
dad should come home. I
Good
say I wish he'd come
catch.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart. Very
Yeah.
good. Oh,
But I
you
mean,
know what
wait a minute.
oh, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was thinking to myself, I never did think about that.
No, and that is very brilliant of you to figure that, because I think that he would say come home. I want my family home. But I have something about the phone. Okay, one of my subs, and forgive me, you guys, I don't remember who, but someone left a comment on one of my videos that the searches that NK did for Shanann and Chris back in 2017 were not real. They were done on a phone that is owned by Anna Darko, and it wasn't necessarily her who did the search. It was actually done on a phone by Anna Darko, which is why they didn't pursue that. Does anyone know who? I'm so sorry, my subs. Whoever told me that, let me know what
Are you
what
talking
you mean.
about that 2017
The
search?
2017 search?
Yep, it was done on a phone, an Anna Darko issued phone.
Okay.
Oh, well, because she worked there.
Exactly.
No, she didn't work
It's
there in
still her.
2017. She didn't work there yet.
But how long did she have that phone number? The phone bill came in her name.
She
Yeah.
didn't have the phone then, though, because she wasn't working there until April of 2018 rather, the following year. So if whoever that, and I'll go look through my comments again and see who the brilliant person was who came up with that. But if that's true, oh my gosh, I didn't see that in the discovery anywhere. I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone.
we would need to see some kind of proof that
Yes.
is.
Yeah, I'm really
Please,
not
please,
buying
that
all
would
that.
really
That's
solve
not
the
right.
issue.
Because
the
Because she wasn't
interrogator
there
even
yet.
said.
Yeah. She wasn't there yet. She wasn't there until April, I want to say, or was it March or April of 2018? So the phone may have been issued to someone else, and they did a search, based on Chris's employment, looking for something to do with his family. I don't know. But,
and then just by chance, it's the same phone Nicole gets later.
well, if it's a company issued phone, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
No,
But you would think they
so
would
weird.
change the phone number anyway. I think Nicole. I wish they would have checked how long Nicole had that phone number.
I agree. I know.
Maybe Anadarko's like, okay, well, we'll, like my husband's company, we'll pay a part of your phone bill, or you can write it off on taxes or whatever. But I believe Nicole had that phone number for a while.
Prior to, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Anadarko was helping her with the phone bill, or she was writing it off on taxes. But, until I can see proof that she didn't own that phone number when that search was done, I ain't buying it.
Right.
Hear me? I can't. Oh, you're back. You're back. Okay, sorry.
Because who else at Anadarko would have been searching for Shanann? I mean, I don't get it. And I do think it was Nicole. I can't help it. I just do.
Sure.
Right.
And I don't know why. Either way,
Was
I don't
Chris
know why.
working for them
Yes.
when the search happened?
I believe
was.
so, yes.
Then that's not quite out of the ordinary. If someone knew he was married, they might just search his wife just out of curiosity.
Right. And I wish I knew who that was.
I would just like to know how long she had that number,
Sure, I would too. I wonder, I don't know where that would be.
That would be a simple answer right there. And if I truly also believe that if it had been someone else's number at that time, then Rourke wouldn't have said what he said. He would have said something like, well, we don't know because Anadarko gave her that phone and it was issued to someone else.
Right.
But he didn't. He just said, I don't know why that was on her phone.
Exactly. And I would love to know. I will go back and look through my comments, and I've been a little bit comment shy lately because, bullies hang out everywhere and I don't like to look at them. But I don't know who said it, but whoever it was, if you guys are here tonight, or I'll try to reach you through my channel later, tell me where that evidence is, because that would be a groundbreaking evidence that the phone belonged to someone else who worked at Anadarko. It really would.
I would love to know that.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello, Matt. I see Tam's in here. Does she want to come on too?
Hey, Megan G.
Everybody's here. Look at that. Hi, Tammy. Hi, everybody.
I can't tell. How can you tell how many's in here?
Up at the top left of your screen, you should see a number count, how many people are watching right now.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Last I seen was at least 57 people in here.
Oh, yeah. We have a
Nice.
lot of people in here.
Nice.
I'm seeing 94.
Awesome.
Oh.
Perfect.
Yay! Not bad for your first stream.
Not too bad.
Good job.
Yeah, no
That's awesome.
kidding.
If anybody else want to come on, I can put 2 more. If you want to, just holler.
Yeah, and I think that, you can't have, with the other, like the StreamYard, you can have 9 now, but I think you can up to 6 or 5, I don't know.
When you're paying.
Yeah, it's 6 on the free version.
Okay, got
it
it.
didn't ask me to pay anything. It just,
No, you don't have to, no, you don't. If you go, I don't know how many hours it is, but it's, a certain amount of hours per month. I don't remember what it was, but I thought my mouth would yap a whole lot longer than that. So I went ahead and paid for the extra, which is not, it's not much, but then you're able to broadcast it to Facebook and to YouTube or wherever several different locations at the same time, and have more guests and a bunch of other pretty stuff you can do. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to do that. It didn't ask me to do that. So, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do
You
that.
can upgrade it. There's a place to upgrade. I don't remember where, but it's somewhere on your StreamYard app. I don't know where. It's not an app.
You guys, Nicole should have at least been arrested, though, for interfering and lying to police.
Exactly.
Because Casey Anthony, while she was found innocent for her child dying,
killing her kid,
she still had to do 3 years because she lied to police. So she still had to do the 3 years.
But what she lied to, What she lied to police about, though, directly affected finding her child and directly affected the case, because she said, everything she said was had to do with finding her baby.
But
And
Nicole lying and deleting everything off of her phone
correct.
actually
Yeah, that should be
interjects in a
obstruction of
police
justice, right?
investigation. Like, the bodies or nothing were even found at the point, and you already have your phone deleted, and you told Chris to delete everything. You were already hiding stuff that could have been very helpful to the police, for all you know. She should have been arrested for tampering with evidence or something.
Right.
Yeah,
She could have been
obstruction
charged
of
with
justice.
tampering. Correct. But not with lying, because she did say, I did delete all that. I don't know.
She's a liar.
Right. But I think the reason why she said she lied was the lie, not the. I don't know. I think she did it so she wouldn't look guilty. I really do. But I
She
don't.
lied several
Yeah.
times. I
Yeah.
mean, many times. I
Yeah.
pointed it out in that little pop-up video of her interview. Man, there's so many lies and inconsistencies in that. It is unreal.
That's true. That is true. And I think that everything she lied about was trying to distance herself from Chris, and which is sort of understandable. But I don't know. I wouldn't go in there like that. I would tell everything like, I thought I loved him. I didn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah, and why
conceal
didn't they
anything.
search her house or look at her truck? I mean, did they not think it was odd that she sold her truck like that day,
Right?
you
Yeah.
know, and was getting the cops to come and pick her up, for interviews? I
Right.
mean, that's kind of odd.
Just a
And they
little.
never retrieved the truck and looked at anything. They didn't really look at anything on her, from her.
No,
She was
nothing.
living at that apartment for 6 dang
Yes.
weeks prior
Yeah,
to
I
the
know.
murders, and they didn't take one step inside that apartment.
I know.
No, not
I know.
one, nothing. They didn't do anything with her except
all.
say she had bombshell evidence, which I've yet to figure out what the hell it was.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they redact that part? I don't know.
I mean,
I
the only bombshell evidence I saw was that her and Chris both were sex fiends, right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I don't know if you know this, Unjustified, but if you see a comment and you want to highlight, you just click on the comment and it'll bring it up in front of the screen. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, okay. No, I don't.
In the
Yeah.
StreamYard chat.
I'm glad everybody is bearing with me
Oh,
over
you're
here,
doing
not knowing
wonderful.
what I'm doing.
Oh, you're awesome. You are awesome. I didn't know that much when I did it at all. You're doing better, a whole lot better than I did.
No, I don't know about that. I
Aw.
thank y'all, though. I thank y'all for showing me how to do this.
Oh, no
Same with me.
problem. Yeah.
I've been streaming for years, so if you got any questions, just ask.
Yeah, you sound like a DJ over there with that mic and got all that stuff going on. I'm
Yeah,
sitting over
I
here
know what
like,
you're doing.
yeah,
For sure.
we got a pro on this channel tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Thank goodness. And like I said, I know Dr.B knows everything in and out. Where is she? Did she say she stopped by?
Yeah, she said she would. I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I've talked to her in a long time, so I don't know. But I asked her, she said she would. Love you, Mia. She said she would, so I don't know. I saw in the comments before the chat started, somebody said that they were unsubscribing now. I was like, well,
Oh, no.
I haven't even got
Why?
started yet. What did I do wrong already? I ain't done nothing.
Oh, no.
It's the names you had as your guest tonight.
Oh,
And I
well.
hope
I
it's
mean-
not me. Like I said, I don't know. People,
I don't get all that.
I think it was me or Dr. B.
I don't know. I don't
Hey,
know.
Tammy, I just don't get that. Like, if you don't get along with someone, that's your call and that's all good. But just because somebody else talks to them, I mean, really, I'm mad at you because you talk to somebody. I don't get that.
Right. I don't either. I don't know.
I mean, to me, that's just way too elementary. I can't fly with that.
No. I know. And like I said, we all disagree about our theory, but we all get along very well. And I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
got two on here tonight that thinks it's quite possible that someone else was involved, and then we got two that think no. And there's no problem there.
Exactly.
The beautiful Dr. B just texted, and she is on the phone at the moment, but it sounds like she's listening.
Okay, good deal
yay.
then. Good deal.
Hi,
Maybe
Dr. B.
she'll-
We
maybe
love
she'll
you.
show up. I hope she does.
I hope so too. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know about that phone thing, and maybe, oh my gosh, maybe Dr. B will know for sure if that was her phone before.
She will be on. She just said when she's off the phone.
Oh,
Okay,
yay!
good
Okay.
deal.
Yeah, she's like me. I'm on the phone all day. I don't even know who I talk to, but I do it
We
anyway.
got 100 people up in here, y'all.
We are
Nice.
so, oh goodness gracious, we're full, a full house.
Wow.
If I hit half that tomorrow, I'll be ecstatic.
Hey, y'all
Well.
gotta go over to his channel tomorrow, y'all. For real, he's talking true crime now.
Yes.
And he's
We're
all
all
kind
gonna-
of
Get your Watts fangs into some fresh blood, people.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and there will be
Oh,
bikers there too.
There you
Bikers.
go. That's awesome. And Miss
Aw.
Cher is teaching him the ropes.
There we go. Awesome.
Well, I mean, look what he already came up with, you guys. Where he wasn't telling his family he loved them and come back instead of come home. I never even thought about that either.
Yeah, that's pretty insightful. Because you wouldn't say come back.
The
Yeah,
one
that
thing I
was-
caught was he slipped and he said, CC, he said she was supposed to start kindergarten. Well, that's past tense.
Right,
So
he
you
said
knew she
past
was
tense a couple
not
times,
going to
right,
kindergarten.
right.
Yeah, that's the only thing I caught.
But
I'll
I
be
think
glad when Mr. Cher looks at some more, because I have a feeling he's going to be able to find a lot of stuff.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
and
I hope
fresh
so.
eyes, definitely.
Yeah, because just that little bit he's already seen something that we haven't.
And I can't get my husband to look at any of it. He doesn't, he sort of watched a Lifetime movie with me, and that was, half of it, and then I looked over and he was asleep. So
Did anybody else feel weird watching that movie? Like I watched, but when the end of the movie came and it was him, first of all, the actors looked way too similar, and they were acting out like how they died. I could not. I felt like
That
weird
was
watching
creepy,
it.
wasn't it?
I couldn't watch it. I had to.
Yeah.
I had it on, but I had to keep looking away. It was almost like I was there witnessing it happen. It was so weird.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's what I've read the Discovery. It wasn't that badly put together, just to be honest. There was a lot of not right in it, but it was
Right.
pretty well put together.
And I released my book a week before the movie
Hi,
came out,
Shallow.
and I didn't want to. I didn't want to be influenced by the movie, and we pretty much told the same story except for the ending. I told it differently as far as Shanann being killed, and then I didn't make it look. I think in the movie they made it look as though he was in a fit of rage because of what Shanann had been saying, and therefore he killed her right there, spur of the moment type of thing. But that's not the way I described it.
That was a bad scene. I mean, that was bad. And and from the way they made this scene, definitely did not add up with the autopsy report at all. So that was kind of
right.
too much, I think. That scene was not good. I didn't like it.
Right, exactly. I know Megan thought it was odd with no video on the case. I don't know. I'm trying to read some of the comments as they're going by.
What do y'all think about devil's breath? Scopolamine. I know most everybody's watched my video about that, right? So what do you think about that?
Being used on Chris?
Who knows, right? She was a world traveler, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right,
And so was Jim.
right.
And look at
He
this.
did always say that he lost track of time, living there, that it was almost like living in a haze. He didn't.
He did say that, right.
He did. And he says he can't remember. And the fact that he said, how can I save my kids on the way to the oil tank batteries? Come on now. Why are you going to say, how can you save your kids? Obviously, don't kill them.
Right.
Why was he questioning himself about that?
Right.
Well, I think that he felt, I almost think that he wanted to kill them too, that he premeditated the whole thing. Didn't he tell everyone who went to visit him in February that he woke up that morning, he knew it was going to happen, and he took his kids to the party and everything, and he knew what was going to happen. He tucked them in and knew that he would never.
That was in Pat's book, right?
It was, but he also said that in the interview with Tammy and the other two gentlemen.
He said he knew it was going to be the last time he took them in, but that doesn't mean that.
See, I didn't hear him say
somebody else
that in the
didn't wrote
interview.
the plan.
Yeah,
he did say
that. He didn't, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
heard so many interviews and read so many interviews down.
I know, and they all get mushed together in your head. I know. But I think that he planned it at the very least a week ahead of time, and I'd almost go so far as to say that he started digging the hole for Shanann a couple days prior.
Absolutely not. That grave was way too shallow. That grave looked like he spent 10, 15 minutes. She was just laid in there. She wasn't buried. It was just a little, no, that was a quick grave. And like Mr. Cher says, he was running out of time in the morning, and then the police called and he had to run home.
Right.
That grave was not, that was a quick thing. She wasn't even buried. She wasn't even in the earth. She was just laid in like a little,
hole, right.
Like a little ditch.
Yeah, so, yeah. That didn't take long to do at all. I mean, I could probably dig something like that in 20 minutes.
And Dr.B said the soil was very loose and sand-like. Yeah. So it may not have taken long at all, but I don't know. Yeah.
Hi, Shiloh.
According to the timeline, he would have got to the tanks at what? What did we say? 6:45 maybe? Or something like that.
He left the house at, when did he say he left the house at like
5:45?
5:45, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And depending on traffic,
27-minute drive.
Yeah, and depending on traffic, it would have, I think he said 45 minutes to even an hour, right?
Okay. Right.
And
I think it was, about
that
there.
would have put him getting there at 6:45. Okay. His people showed up at what, 7:30, I think's what, the Melissa and all the timeline, because Chris was gone from that side by 8 o'clock, right?
Right.
All the other people had done got there, and he had done left by 8 a.m. So that would have gave him, 30 minutes or 1 hour at the most to do everything he done, kill both babies, tote them up those 20-foot ladders individually.
See, that doesn't add up.
All that texting he was doing, and then not to mention Nicole, hey, look up the lyrics to Battery. What do you think about that? I mean, really?
I think that was later at about 10 a.m. though.
It was at 10:10.
Yeah, okay.
But still, I mean, how do we even know Nicole was at work at that time? We don't know.
True. Right. True.
She never clocked in that morning. We don't even know if she was there,
Right.
Don't you think they would have investigated that information, though?
Like, you would think they would have investigated a lot,
Right.
For real, because they didn't step foot in her apartment where the so-called murderer was living.
Right.
No. So I don't know that they would have investigated into that because they dropped the ball from the beginning.
They were looking like hell at his house, but the thing of it is he wasn't even there for 2 months about it. He was with her.
Right.
So
and
go.
He even told them
he stayed the entire month. Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know why.
Googling expiration dates on condoms, y'all. This chick does her homework.
Right.
Yeah.
She does, yes.
I mean, so don't tell me she didn't know Shanann was not pregnant. She does her homework.
Oh,
Has anybody here ever Googled an expiration date on a damn condom? No.
Of course not.
No. But she does.
But I've been married for 26 years, so
there you go.
Hell, I got you beat, girl. I think it's 36 here. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations! Wow.
Well, yeah, I got married when I was 14, but that's a story for another day.
Oh, yeah, I was 11. No, I'm kidding.
I really was 14. No kidding.
Oh, you were? Okay, well, I can
really
say that too.
I had my son when I was 15, but another day.
Like
story. That's a members only chat, right?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But good for you, though. That's a nice long run.
Yeah, we're still together, right? So,
babe, they put that link in chat. They're asking what your channel is, where to find that chat tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, y'all put your links in here, to your channels and everything.
Stephanie says true crime and bikers.
True crime. You may become. They might pressure on you to become a true crime channel only. There aren't a lot of men out there doing it right now. I think we're all women. Pretty much. Well, there are a few, Alan's trying to hang on, whatever. I don't know. There's not that many men out there doing specifically true crime right now.
Yeah, I've just started branching out myself and even getting to learn all you guys because I was just like this little loner out here floating around. getting to
Aw.
learn everybody now, and I like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've always watched everybody, and it's nice to get to know all you guys now. It's kind of a nice thing to come together as a community and know everyone and
Yeah,
interact on everyone's channel. I mean, why not? Even though we don't
right.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's way more that's not wanting a bunch of drama than, the ones that is about the
Yes.
drama, I mean, because we're
Mm.
all out here for the same thing. We all got our own theories. Everybody's got metaphors. We're
Sure.
all raising to, you know,
It
just
sucks. I do
Sure.
get a lot of messages that people would they want to jump in more, but they think it's safer to just watch from the sideline because they see
yeah,
what we all go through and they don't want to deal with that.
yeah,
No,
but that's,
exactly.
Thinking
that's sad,
YouTube,
though,
and people
really.
are afraid.
How in the hell would a jury ever get a case solved or even ruled on if it was like that on a jury?
I have
That's
no
what we are.
idea.
We're
And
like
Yeah.
a mock jury out here. That's really what we are.
we are basically, yeah, we are.
It's
And
really,
you're right. You're right. We are totally
it's a
lost.
hell of a hung jury, but it's like a mock jury.
Exactly. And unfortunately, well, most of the jurors would be more like Mr. Cher, that they don't really know much about the
Yeah,
case.
exactly.
Right.
He's just coming in it and he's picking up things and
Right.
he's just
Right.
listening and observing, and that's what we all did to begin with. We ain't out here to try to cause anybody no hate.
That's true. And
Yeah.
the people that actually, and I don't know, why would you do this? Why would you make an entire channel to badmouth other people and hurt them? I mean, and it's happened
Yeah,
to all of us.
I ain't
I don't
got time for
understand.
that.
No, I don't understand
Well,
that.
I'll tell you right now, it started off with let's help the victims. This person shouldn't be talking about victims. Let's take them down. That's what drew me right into it, right? Yeah, you're right. He's
Sure.
POS, right? But then I started seeing more. It's like, no, that is not what is happening here.
Yeah, it's
No.
like you
Because then
don't
I started
really
getting
know
messages
it.
like, tag this video with Alan's name and watch how many subs you get, or do this or do this and you're gonna get more views on your video. So then it started clicking with me like, okay, so now I know what you guys are doing. It doesn't have, well, you're using Alan basically.
Yep.
So then I took a step back and I started watching more, and I'm like, okay, so then when Alan would take a break, what half of them said. My channel disappears when Alan disappears. All right, he disappeared, but you're
My
still
channel disappeared too.
all you did was pick different targets to bully now, and you're bullying. How can you bully Tanya? She's a goddamn puppy
thank
rolled
you.
in glitter.
Oh
People.
God, Tanya's like the sweetest person I think I've ever met. She let
Aw,
me
thank
be
you
a
guys.
daycare
You're
center or
adorable.
something.
I just
Aw.
don't get it.
Really,
Thank you.
I wished I could have as much of a positive attitude as her, but I just can't. I do get a little bit heated sometimes.
And
Me too.
I've never seen you get that way. I mean, I think you guys are both very sweet too.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
like
think
it that way. I try
any.
not to. I try,
I
you
think
gotta
it's
be
when
respectful.
people are just themselves, like they're just being
Yep.
real, and people can't really handle that.
No,
Like,
I agree.
I know a lot of
Yeah.
people say they flip flop too, or they think this or they think that, but they're also afraid to come out and say, like, I changed my mind on this because they saw what happened to me. So now
Mm.
they can't
Exactly.
publicly come out and say it because they don't want that to happen. And it sucks.
And why is this case so ripe with people who want to hate everyone?
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
I can't
I
figure
really
it out
can't.
either.
I've
And
really tried to understand what the problem is, and I just don't.
I know, and I saw this happen a little bit with the John Bonet case, back 22.
Oh, really?
Gosh, yeah, a little bit where there were people who believed that her mother did it, which was I believe that. I believe it happened. It was an accident, and her mom did it, and
Do
the
you
cover
think
up and
so?
everything.
See, there
And
again, I
then,
think the brother did it, but
oh no, he was a little boy, and
yeah, but I don't think he meant to.
I
I mean, maybe.
yeah. I think the brother did it, and then the mom tried to cover it up, and the dad had no idea.
Bingo, that's what I think too. But you know what? I got
Oh,
a
thank you.
subscriber that keeps writing me, and they want me to cover that case because she's got inside information. It's like she was a personal friend of the family.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes,
With
and she-
Tanya.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
We can do that, and definitely. Oh my gosh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And I used to cover it so intent. I mean, my daughter. It happened in '96, and then my daughter wasn't born until '98. But my husband and I were going through fertility treatments, and all we wanted was a baby, and we were like the youngest couple at the fertility clinic, and we went through IVF, and we could nothing worked. And I remember when she was killed, I thought, oh my gosh, immediately I thought the mother did it from the evidence. And I thought, if she was done with that baby, I would have taken her in a heartbeat.
Mhm.
So that sort of started my thing. And then my daughter was born and I went into more, I think I hung out on web sleuths when my kid was little. Every time she took a nap, I would go on the computer and I would do web sleuths. And I was Wolfmar's girl, if you guys remember me back then. I talked about Patsy's rings and the ring theory, and I took pictures with my hand and did a bunch of different things. I was really wrapped up in the John Bonet case. And then, of course, it was Kaylee Anthony and Scott Peterson and, all those too. But, yeah, I've been sleuthing for, 20 some odd years for sure.
Oh, yeah. I was a Charles Manson freak. I studied everything
no.
Charles Manson. Oh, my God. Because, see, when all this happened with him is before I was born, but not long before I was born, so I was all about that. Then, for this Watts case, I was hardcore into Gypsy Rose.
Me too. Why is no one covering that story either?
I want to cover Gypsy Rose.
We should do Gypsy Rose.
Really, we really should, because I'm thinking, well, maybe nobody will have, but me, I was big into that.
Yeah, I was too. That poor little girl.
We should totally do. That's for sure a story we should work on. We said we need a breather from the Watts case. And
yes, I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I got to finish this discovery for sure, because I promised everybody I would. That's a hell of a job. All that reading is, but you know what? It's important. How many times have y'all saw in these things, well, you need to read the discovery, or just go read the discovery? Well, everybody on my channel is going to know the discovery, so people can't throw that at them.
Exactly. Right. And I think that we all do read the discovery and we get our own interpretations from the discovery. So you can walk away with whatever and I'll walk away with the opposite thought. Right. Even though we've read the same thing. So it doesn't always...
Reading it this next time, this will be like the 4th time I've read it, right? But reading it this time, I'm even finding things this time that stands out, and it just keeps doing that. It's crazy. It's like it's
stuff. I know.
It's the same words, but now that we know a little more and a little more, then the damn discovery starts meaning something completely different.
Yes, definitely. I would love to find that part about that phone and the Googling of Shanann Watts in 2017, and I will go back through and read my comments, even though I don't like to.
That's what I'm saying, Bumblebee. The cadaver dogs found zilch at the home, so why didn't they check her place or Jim's in Denver? Exactly my point. 3 cadaver dogs didn't find anything, by the way, so why was her apartment not searched where he was living?
Well,
here's what I'm wondering, though. I mean, these are
in the vehicle. They didn't even open the doors and let them look in it. Yet they were hit by the vehicle.
Yes. But here's what I'm wondering, though, guys. Okay, all these police officers and the CBI and the FBI, they all know that the cadaver dogs did not hit in these places the way they should have if a dead body had lingered there. But yet they go ahead and convict. I don't see why one of them wouldn't say, I mean, unless they know more about the scientific end of the cadaver dog and when they will pick up a scent and how long it takes than we do. I don't know why none of them would say, wait a minute, he did not kill her in the house because the cadaver dog didn't say, I don't know. I would think that someone would step up and say that if that was actually a deciding factor. I think maybe the dogs cannot pick up a scent if she was freshly passed away and then taken right out of the house. And I don't think the kids were dead unless Cece might have been gone. I don't know. I really don't know about that.
Do you think she was killed upstairs in the bedroom?
I do. I think she was killed upstairs in the bedroom.
I don't
think.
No, then why wouldn't one of the dogs hit?
I don't know, because if she wasn't there long enough to, because they also hit on, menstrual blood, and they think that is a cadaver too sometimes, and certainly there'd be a trace of that somewhere in the hamper, somewhere. I think
but she was pregnant though, so
she was pregnant. So whose blood was that then?
No, I don't think they didn't hit on anything, but I'm saying that they can mistakenly hit on menstrual blood, thinking that is a cadaver.
I was like, hold on.
That then
I think it happened
10 minutes.
I mean, that's just me.
A lot of people think that. Yeah. Interesting. A lot of people think that. Yeah.
Oh, y'all, we got a buddy coming on.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Who is
there
it?
you are.
Hello,
Hello, beautiful.
hey. We're just talking about the
Oh,
basement
she's here.
versus
Sorry.
bedroom.
Hi,
You
Dr.
know,
B.
Hi, Tanya.
Aw. Miss you. Oh my gosh, we miss you.
I missed you guys too. Sorry, I'm a little
And I
distracted.
go
I'm trying to
periodically.
figure out my screens here.
God, I haven't talked to you in forever. I'm glad to see
Oh
you.
no, you're fine. You're here. Yay.
Yay, thank you. Sorry I'm late as usual.
Oh, it's okay. I'm surprised. I'll be late to my own funeral, but you know what? I made it here on time. Ain't you proud of
Her
me?
carry on right there.
And I did it right too, thanks to you and Tania,
Okay.
Cher, everybody for helping me set this up. And then Mr. Cher, he just made a
Are
really
we all
good
gone?
point about Dr. B. You need to hear. Tell her, Mr. Cher, what you come
I'm
up
here.
with.
Are you guys?
Well, just go ahead. Uh-oh, I think I lost everybody.
Oh, I'm listening.
Oh, okay, I hear you. Everything went just dead silent for a second.
Oh, is
You know,
everyone?
all I was saying was because I haven't really, like, I'm brand new to this whole thing. So, like, I've done like 3 hours of video watching and that's it. But I noticed that when Chris Watts was talking to the media and they asked him what he could say to his wife and kids if they could hear him, he
Right.
said, "Come back." He didn't say, "Come home." And he didn't say, "I love you." And I found that very, very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that
that
a
is a
good
good
point? Because when somebody's passed away, you want them to come back. But if they just left, you need them to hurry up and get back home. That
Home.
was a good
Mhm.
point.
Very good point. That's fascinating that a newbie would figure that out. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what we need is someone, fresh eyes. I
Yes.
think we're getting caught up
Absolutely.
in a lot of details but with the discovery, it's like every time you go through it, you pick something new up. And sometimes you just got to step back and think back to like, what were my initial thoughts when I first read it? And so when someone comes in with a fresh mind and fresh eyes, yes, like those little details are like, oh, how did we miss that?
Right.
Yeah, that's how they solve cold cases. They bring in new eyes,
Right.
They do. You're right. You're right. And Dr. B, did you hear the part where we were talking about the Anadarko phone? I don't know if you heard that
No.
earlier, but one of my subs in one of my under one of my videos, they commented that the phone that did the Google search for Shanann in 2017 is just simply an Anadarko issued phone, and it didn't belong to NK at the time. Is that even possible? I mean,
No, that's not correct.
okay. I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not Anadarko issued. It's her phone and her phone number.
I believe
Got
that
it.
myself. That's what I believe.
Okay,
Because,
good.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that
I
up.
think that was just some kind of a myth somebody started
Okay,
saying.
maybe.
I don't believe it.
She wasn't an Anadarko employee, first of all. She
Right.
was
Good
contracted
point. Good
by
point.
Tasman,
Right.
so she wouldn't be eligible to get an Anadarko phone.
Okay.
Right.
And Anadarko picked up her phone bill because she used her phone at work. Because she didn't get a phone from Anadarko, if that makes sense.
Got
So-
it. Right.
Makes
Right.
perfect sense.
think-
That's what-
Can I just
I
ask
think
something
she
real
could-
quick about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I watched part of her interview with the cops, and she said that when she first met Chris, they started talking, and she said once it got personal, she said she had to switch to her personal phone.
Oh.
Was she
he
lying?
did.
Good point.
Ooh.
I think she was saying that once it got personal, that she switched to his personal phone.
Okay.
She
Rather
didn't
than
want Anadarko because he had two phones.
Oh, so she switched to texting to his personal number.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Yeah, because the detective later clarified too. I don't know in which interview, but that was clarified, and she did say like, no, I only have this phone and I use it for both. personal and work, and he has 2 phones.
Got it. Okay, so then that is incorrect, and I'll find that comment. And I don't know who said it, and I feel bad that I don't know who it was, but I've been like closing one eye and reading my comments lately.
Who had the iPhone 6?
I don't know.
She has an iPhone, yeah, but she
Yeah.
also said she hated iPhones. So go figure.
So
She had an Android, I think.
No, she had an iPhone at the time.
She had an iPhone 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would you see, there's just another lie that makes no sense from her. So how could you trust anything else she's saying?
I don't know. I mean, I think she lied to keep herself out of trouble and not to look like she was involved. I mean, I think that she tried to distance herself from the crime, and I think any fool would know that he did this right away. I don't know.
Well, I was reasoning with her deleting text. If she was the mistress and she did say like some stupid stuff like, when you're going to be rid of your wife,
Right.
or however she may have worded something bad, I was all understanding of that. But then I thought about it some more, and I'm like, if I wanted to clear my name and get the heck away from a whole family being massacred, I would have just turned my stuff in to show my innocence.
Right.
Why would I delete everything?
Right. And that's what you or I would do, but I don't know.
Could have deleted them.
Witness protection. And then in the text, Kobach was even telling her, can you come in and we'll talk about witness protection?
Yeah.
I mean, why was they even contemplating offering her that?
Right.
I don't think
didn't qualify.
She doesn't.
Not at all. She's not. I mean, no, there was no trial. That cost a lot of money.
Right.
She's not in witness protection.
I don't.
She doesn't qualify for it. Like,
yeah, she really
I don't
don't.
know. I think that's like a rumor, and she was worried about her reputation. And
it really
I think,
was in the text, though. Did you see that? Where Kobach,
yeah, he said you can come in and we can talk about witness protection. And I think later, when she did come in, they touched on it a little bit with Hazel. When he called Hazel in to talk to her and about getting therapy and stuff like that, but she wouldn't. He told her, like, I can't give you any legal advice, but I don't think a name change is that difficult, basically.
Yeah, he did. That's what he told her. He's like, I wouldn't worry about all that right now, But boy, she was worried about it, like big time.
He probably just used that so that she would feel better about coming in and talking to them. But
sure, maybe.
Yeah, like
going to be on the table for real. Just lied to her. You know how investigators do.
Right. They do. They can say anything legally. They really can. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it, but they can.
Right. So they probably just said that hoping she'd feel comfortable to come in and she'd feel safer to talk, when really they weren't going to offer her that anyway.
No.
Yeah, I mean, she's essentially the one that's making a big deal out of it, because agents, like, in any of the interviews, there was no mention of any media or anything like that. It was her that brought it up in the first place and said, well, we're running from the media. And Kobach was like, we didn't even release your name. Like, we didn't even name you yet. How are you running from media already? Yeah,
her name wasn't even out there till after the sentencing, right?
Right. So she was the one that was preoccupied with that from the jump, from the get-go. And her very first interview, the park interview, they hadn't, I think Chris was about to, the lie detector test and her interview in the park with the FBI agents was happening at the same time, simultaneously. So at that point they were still missing. And if you listen to the language that she uses, it's very positive. It's, Chris is such a nice guy. He's wonderful. We just click together, and he would never do that. He was always great, blah, blah, blah. And then by the next day, so he's at this point arrested, and it's all over the media. And the next day is the interview with her dad. And and that's where, it's a bizarre interview, and we don't have any video of it for no reason.
Right.
for no reason, that video is being held back. And we're hearing like her dad butting in the conversation and
Several times.
telling the detectives how to do their jobs, and it's just bizarre.
It is.
And he says something like, her dad says something like, the only thing that we're worried about is we want to get this over with. The sooner that this case is done, the faster. And then he like mumbles something.
Right.
So Nicole was asking about, so if he takes a plea deal, does that mean there's no trial? Like, she was very worried about her reputation. Or
she was, right.
Hardcore, yes. And since she's so innocent, let me say it that way. Since she's so innocent, what is she so worried about?
Right.
She's a mistress, you know? I mean, hell, there's many of those out there. Now,
why is she gone? Where is she? If that was her primary concern, where has she been since? I don't know.
Why was her dad at the interview? You know, that's a quadruple murder case. That should have gag orders everywhere.
Right.
Right.
Oh, well, because he was a witness, as I've heard that, and I also saw that. Why was he a witness?
You know, the excuse that we all hear is the fact that he confessed. And I think the fact that, like, it's such a gruesome case, and what those investigators had to see and look at, like, I think at this point, like, that shock factor is like, well, shit, you can't make this up. Like, why would he admit to something like this? Kind of thing. Like, so they just didn't even, like, they didn't. Like, this is not a conspiracy. This is not guesswork. Like, they did not look at everything to rule out why the ping was there. They have the data, but they never looked at it, because the only data that they looked at is the Celebrite reports, and that's from the actual, like, cell phone itself.
Right.
So they didn't look at the ping stuff that was sent to them from the actual.
My opinion was very, very telling.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's the only morning she didn't call him at 7 a.m.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, that's odd, right?
Babe, if we talked on the phone for 111 minutes, would you remember what we talked about?
The next day.
I remember the gist of it.
You would remember, yeah. So you would remember things from that call.
Yeah.
She remembers nothing from 111 minute phone call. She remembers nothing from that call.
Yeah, less than 48 hours. But at the same time, she remembers everything from the beginning of their relationship, but she don't remember a damn thing about that call.
Right.
Right.
Hello.
I mean, she could have been drunk. She could have been, she said, didn't she say she was doing laundry or something to that effect? I don't know for sure, but I don't know.
I've excuse myself a few times, I got to go do laundry. We've all used that excuse, right?
Well, yeah, or I mean, even while she was on the call, didn't she
Cher
say
uses that excuse on me all the time.
Yeah, that's a good one. In the shower, there's always a good excuse, and that's a pretty good one. Hey, you got to give her credit on that, right?
Right, and I think the longest conversation I would have with my husband is like a minute when I tell him to buy milk or something. I don't talk on the phone like that to my husband, but I do that with my friends. I talk for hours with my friends, and I think I don't know why she couldn't remember any of the conversation. You're right. I don't know. I really don't know.
And Tanya, I think the laundry phone call was like Monday night.
Okay, that wasn't Sunday. Okay, got it.
Yeah, because no one can remember Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. No one can remember anything about Sunday. Right.
Yeah, that was all the FaceTime calls.
Yeah. And I mean, I've heard people even go so far as to say she called him, or they and laid her phone down on her table at home and then ran to Saratoga Trail, keeping her phone open, talking to Chris, and did the deed and came back. To give herself an alibi. I don't know. I doubt that. I really doubt that. But yeah, I've heard all kinds of weird. Yeah.
So was Big Daddy K a witness? Was he really was Big Daddy K a witness?
Who?
No.
Okay.
Why would he be a witness?
Well, that's what the hell I'd like to know too. And I saw on a discovery where he was labeled a witness. Now,
Well,
see,
it's
I've never read that
possible.
discovery myself, but it was put out there somewhere. I don't remember where I saw it. But yeah, on one of the discovery papers, he's labeled as a witness, and I ain't
Well,
getting.
maybe that's the report format because their interview, like they have to put them in there or something. But
Right.
I think, like initially, one of the very first documents they released for the preliminary phases, the arrest warrant, I think, didn't they release the witness list? And he wasn't on there; it was just her.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't. I've never saw him on there till recently, so it makes me wonder: is that just some kind of fabricated? I don't know. I mean,
Did
I'm
they
going right
do
through
it?
discovery now. I'm going to be looking for it.
Did they do
But
it in order to give him a right to be there, perhaps, at the
no,
interview?
I mean, the only way to be a witness is to be a damn witness. What was he a witness
Right.
to?
Right.
Not
Um,
yeah.
You
Gianna
know?
keeps asking if we called NK, if Tanya or Cher called NK. Yes,
Uh,
I called her at one point and I asked her if she wanted me to write her story for her, of course. And then Cher called her, or she left her a text, and then she answered Cher's text, and then she called her again during, I believe, Mia's live, and that was a horrible decision on my part. I'm so sorry. I don't know why we even thought we should do that. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone or,
I
whatever.
am not sorry. I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh gosh, Cher. Oh, I feel bad that we did that. I didn't think how I thought the woman would answer and say, "Hey, girlfriends, let's talk." A little part of me is thinking that this woman's going to be like us and start talking. I really did, and it was dumb. Really, really, really dumb. I am so sorry. But yeah, no, I'm not going to call her ever again. Yeah.
I might.
Oh gosh, you're terrible.
So what do y'all
Better
think
mind.
about Betty? What do y'all think about Betty in the little gray truck?
That is bizarre.
It is weird. Yeah,
I don't
I will give you
understand.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's
will.
a real good question, right? Because it seems like the little gray truck was parked where Nicole said she was parked when she had to go outside and they were texting each other. Remember on July the 14th when he talked her off the ledge?
Yep.
It seems like from where Betty's saying that little gray truck is where she said she was, as well as what about the garage door and 1242 and all the alerts that it was shut at
Well,
1242?
I have a theory about 1242, and I'd like to.
And it ain't Nicole Atkinson because she done ruled that out. She said it was shut tight when she got there.
Of course you did.
Well, okay. There's a couple things here. First of all, there's a video that exists, and Dr.B, I don't know if you have this video or not, but it's actually a video on Nate's camera of Nicole Atkinson's car driving away at 12:47 on Monday. And then in Nicole Atkinson's interview, she says, "Okay, wait, 12:28. That's when Chris called me and asked me if we were fiddling with the door, and I lied to him and I said we had left or something to that effect." But then she looks at it later and she says, "Wait a minute, 12:41. I've got a call from Chris. Oh no, wait, that's when he called me and asked me if I was messing with the door, and I lied to him." So it was obviously Nicole Atkinson and her son
But
at that point.
why did she pull up to the garage and get her kid to stand up on top of the car and look through the windows if it was open? Because obviously that's
Right.
true. Because when Chris got there and opened it, what's the first thing Nicole did? She runs in there and looks through the windows to see if the car seat is there, right?
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
And she might have been exaggerating about seeing him from the outside. I don't know. Or she might have said it incorrectly when she was recounting how she saw them. I don't know.
Right.
But no, she couldn't have seen them from the darkened garage from the outside.
I think the cops thought it was kind of weird too because they done that little test to see if somebody could be in the house, and run out before it shut.
Sure. Right.
Well, I think they were kind of curious about that too. And then that little gray truck was there till, well, Betty said at least 11, right? Isn't that what she said?
I
Right.
think so, yeah. That it was possibly gone before the police got
Yeah.
there.
And what about that other neighbor that saw that little white truck in the area that was very suspicious at 1:30 a.m. that morning?
So when we were in Colorado, we actually went there to see how far that place is.
Yeah.
And it's literally like 4 minutes away, if even that. It's like
Wow.
just
okay.
outside the subdivision. Like you can literally see the Watts house
Do
from
you
Okay.
there.
Does people see now why so much points to Nicole knowing more than she says?
Yeah. I mean,
You
I don't
know?
know.
I mean, there's so much there that you really can't just, say it don't exist, because it does. And I'm not saying she done anything, don't get me wrong, but I am saying if there's a hell of a lot that shows she knows a lot more than she's saying.
mhm.
Good question, Megan J. Very, very good question. Why didn't Nate's camera pick up Nicholas standing on NA's car?
Oh, you're right. Wow. Or did he? I mean, do we have were
I
there
don't
not?
know.
I don't know.
That's a good question. Everybody go to Real's channel after this and ask
Right.
him why. Ask Real if he would know why.
I ain't saying nothing. But you know what? I bet he would, from the way I understand it.
Right. I don't know. Poor
I
Real.
don't know.
And he's not even here. Archimedes girl, you're
He
here,
does
right?
say he's
I'm
an
guessing
expert
he's
witness.
listening.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're funny.
I think Real's listening. I bet neighbor Nate's listening.
Oh gosh.
And Kay,
I don't
Oh,
know.
for sure, and Kane.
definitely.
Oh
Well,
no.
maybe David Date had something to do with the whole thing too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no. I think he seems like a nice guy, but kind of a guy who wanted to, I mean, I don't know, inject himself more than he probably had to or was actually involved with it. And I think that his footage kind of, saved the day more or less, and that showed Chris carrying whatever he carried out to the truck. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But
Beetlejuice.
3 times, don't do it, guys.
So, Dr. B, do you think everything happened in the basement or upstairs, like Chris said?
I don't know. I'm like, I keep going back and forth. I really don't know.
Uh-oh, Dr. B's a flip-flopper, guys.
Oh no, that's
No.
okay.
No, I'm not a flip-flopper. I'm just like, I think I got the part up to the point when Shanann comes home. But then like everything after that is just
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
there's so many possibilities there. There's so many. I personally think basement.
yeah.
My personal opinion.
Like all of them?
Well, at least Shanann, and yeah, at least Shanann, and I think Bella a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to throw too much out there, but definitely Shanann. That's what I think.
don't see with the Thrive stuff though, like we did some like testing and researching with the Thrive stuff too, and if you recall from like the photos when they first came there, like the very first day, she had her water bottle there and there was a Thrive patch in the bathroom. So that would indicate that she definitely did make it upstairs, because she basically like prepared for the next morning with the vitamins that she had to take.
Okay.
See, I'm with that because Shan bought Chris that shirt that he wore pleading for his wife to come home. So she obviously came in and she had to have given that gift, because I don't want to believe that he killed his family and then went through the suitcase and took the shirt that she brought home for him.
Wow.
And wore it begging for her family back.
I thought she bought it before, though. I thought it was from a different trip.
I don't know.
I think so.
Well, she came back from Arizona, so they had already unpacked at least some stuff from North Carolina, because the baby clothes were unpacked too. You can see them on the body cam.
Okay.
Right.
That she got for the baby.
Jan, I don't think there's 2 videos of Shanann coming home. If there is, I'm only aware of the one.
There's only one, and then there's one of Nicole Atkinson's car driving away on Nate's video. I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
And a lot of people thinks that's from a different time, but I don't. I think that was that night, and I think that one's
I do too.
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I don't see that one's a different night.
No, not at all.
Yeah. You
No,
know what's funny? Not funny, but what's actually strange? Another one of those unanswered questions.
Sure.
With that footage of Shanann coming home, I, for the longest time, thought that she was wearing jeans. Well, it turns out it's actually leggings.
Really?
And yes,
Yeah, Lula
I
Roll.
had no
Yeah, little
idea.
black
Leggings.
leggings.
Yep.
So she sold that stuff too. So
At one point,
um,
right?
yeah, they did recover. They did recover the leggings. They took it into evidence. But they never recovered the shirt that she wore, which
That's
looked
weird.
was like a Victoria's Secret shirt or something.
Mhm.
And the shirt was never recovered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I
had
know.
several people ask me about that shirt, and yeah, as far as I know, it was never recovered.
Yeah.
What if Nicole kept it for a trophy?
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Well, someone
That's true, CDT.
someone suggested someone asked whether they checked if there was no water in the toilet because someone stuffed a shirt down
Unless
there.
left the shirt in there.
Do you think
Like the
so
shirt
though?
in
I
the
mean,
toilet?
but if you
Yeah.
stuffed it down there, wouldn't you flush it and it would, refill with water? Because the water comes from the little circle around the top of the toilet. Am I correct? It doesn't come from.
Unless they put it in the tank of the toilet.
He could have put it in the back of the tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It
Okay.
would still fill the bowl.
Yeah.
Just not
Unless
as
it got
much.
jammed in that little hole that the water goes through. I don't know.
I've had a lot of my subscribers on the comments telling me they think it was some explosion thing that was set up. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Mine is kind of doesn't go there that hard, but
No.
what
I
is some
used
of
to
y'all-
think that too. Yeah, they did say, but there just wasn't. There's not enough evidence to support that. But I know he had borrowed, or he had the fire stick or something. Yeah, I don't know. I could go
Right.
either way with that. I could
Yeah,
believe
I
maybe that
still
he's gonna
can't
blow it up.
understand what's the deal with the fire stick, and a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on that, but I just
Mhm.
can't find the emphasis to put there. And if
Yeah.
somebody knows,
No, I can't
tell
either.
me.
No. I don't think the fire stick had to do with anything
Yeah,
except
I
for
really don't
Same.
either.
yeah.
I mean,
I think it was just an indication that the only reason why I think the fire stick is important is because I think Shanann was asking him if Chris wanted like some sort of a sports channel, and there was some talk about the fire stick trying to save them some money, and I thought that was
Right.
like future oriented,
Over
not
cable, yeah.
necessarily hinting towards, well, I'm gonna kill my entire family, so it doesn't matter how much I pay for HBO
Right.
kind of thing.
Right. Right, exactly.
I think
Not
Troy
funny, but
was
it
going
is,
to
yeah.
jailbreak it, and that is illegal, and I think that's why he was kind of sketchy, a little bit, kind of acting scared in his interview. Is because that is illegal, and I think that's probably what was going to happen. That would have saved him some money, right? If it
Right.
was a jailbroke fire stick, and I don't really put much emphasis on that. Now, leaving a leak all weekend that could be extremely dangerous, that's odd. I think
It
that
is.
is odd as hell, because just a few months prior, they had a massive explosion. People lost their lives.
You're right.
So why would
You're
they
right.
leave that leak all weekend
Mhm.
and chance that happening again?
You're correct. Right.
And Miss Nicole, she's big mama over safety. It looks like she would have been all over that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I don't know. I noticed that CDT mentioned that not going back a bit here, that Shanann did climb at least one flight of stairs at 1:51 in the morning on the morning of the 13th. So would that be, I think, because we look at what she did. She went through and she put her rolling suitcase by the staircase, and then she went into her office and dropped her bag, and then she went right upstairs. I think that's probably what happened. So she was upstairs at some point with her watch.
I don't necessarily mean jailbreaking is illegal like that, because I know a lot of things are jailbroke legally. I'm talking about sins that it was going towards saving them money. I think maybe he knew how to put things on it and get free programs, and I'm talking about it being illegal like that.
Yeah,
You
a
know,
lot of people do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people used to do it on the old satellite TVs.
Right.
It happened. It happened. You know, I know people that did it, right? So I know it happened.
Sure.
And I think that's what that's what I meant by jailbreak. I didn't necessarily mean, you know, the legal jailbreaking.
Right. And people do that, and they get all access to a bunch of different channels, whatever.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And don't have to pay subscription fees for them. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. No, I
Oh,
don't
I
think the
love
fire
you,
stick
leather
was
and
involved.
lace.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said I love you, leather and lace. She said
Aw.
she loves Papa too. And hi, beefy cakes.
Aw. Yeah, we have a lot of viewers.
Well, is there anything else anybody wants to talk about in particular? Or?
Wait, hold up. Hold on.
What?
Hang on, let me read the chat for a minute.
Okay. um. Megan J says, "What are the odds that Chris just happened to be there when the call was made about Survey 319, and he just happened to take his family there?" I I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he volunteered to go there alone. Am I right? I mean, did he not do that? I don't know. That he didn't need any other, any additional help that morning. Um, oh darn, there was something else I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember it. My mind is not on a straight.
That's a good one. The spade. Where did it go?
What was it? Can you roll?
Where did it go? It was there during the vehicle search, but it was not there when they repoed the vehicle.
What was there?
A shovel.
The shovel?
Oh, okay. And didn't they mention in Discovery at one point that there were baby blankets, or children's blankets and stuffed animals in the truck, and then they were not inventoried later? Am I wrong about that? They just sort of disappeared off the inventory list of what they retrieved from the truck? Oh, good. You pulled up a comment.
No, it wasn't there. I mean,
Babe, will you check your text, please?
I just went over it in the last Discovery. It wasn't there. It was there, and he described how it was kind of hid and had the fresh dirt on it. And then the next day, it was gone. Completely vanished. Chris wouldn't have needed no shovel for anything between those hours.
No.
So where did it go and why? I mean, it's not on the property because the cops looked the whole perimeter. It wasn't there. So where did it go?
I don't know. Well, didn't he dump a bunch of things at the dumpster down the street, or isn't that the theory? Or did he said he did that. He stopped in the neighborhood and dumped some things like the clothing that he was wearing. I don't know.
Yeah, and I heard too that Tammy said the stuffed animals, I think she said, and was in
the blankets or whatever. Do we have audio issues, guys, or is it just
they all found all that in his truck in the vehicle search? The stuffed animals, the blankets, that was all in his truck. But at the same time, pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Tammy say that? I mean, not Tammy. Wasn't it said that those were found in the dumpster?
I don't know if they were found in the dumpster or if he said he put them in the dumpster. In the garage trash can, there was a bunch of stuff that they didn't even investigate. It looked like there was a doll and then some other children's items, like a sippy cup. But I thought that Chris, and my mind is not working where I heard this, but he said that, didn't he say he stopped down the road and threw a bunch of stuff into the dumpster, like his clothing? I don't know.
Yes.
Dr.B, you know what I'm, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he did say that. So he said that he had Cece's blanket. He had Cece's blanket, and he used that to kill them, and had like stuffed animals, and that he stopped before he went home and changed and dropped that into like a dumpster. And with as far as like the garbage at home, I think that's a good point too, Tanya, that like they never investigated this, except like they did look inside. But then if you read in the police logs, like in the call logs, there was a neighbor who called and said that her trash cans were missing. Do you remember that?
Right. They had blown away or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was that night. So that was Monday night into Tuesday morning, meaning that like, I don't know, the garbage was collected at some point, and they had a storm that day. So it blew her garbage cans down the street or whatever.
Right.
The point is like, both the construction site and the garbage at his house was collected like days before the detectives actually needed it.
Okay.
And then they didn't even like, they knew the coordinates of where Chris stopped for 4 minutes before he came home, but and they knew that there were like dumpsters out there, but they didn't even contact the construction company. Like the company actually contacted them saying like,
oh my gosh,
hey, if you guys were curious about our, dumpsters, like this is the landfill we go to. Like if you want to check it out, like they never followed up on anything. I don't know. That's the frustrating. That frustrating part that like literally they used the read technique on him to get him to confess. And they then got some like half-assed confession out of him, and they just shut it down.
They did.
Like, that's just it.
Right.
Y'all want to? I'm not sure what Katrina means, or who she's talking to. I'm not even sure.
Not sure if it's just a trolling comment or not, but all of these women spend an awful lot of time and work and doing actual research, probably unlike yourself. So
I'll get with you, Laura, on that.
Bye-bye.
But I would like to know what that means, because I mean that's what I try like hell not to do.
Right.
Make stuff up. I try to stick by the facts. So
right.
I don't know if she's even referring to us, but I was just wondering.
No, it might be someone else in the comments. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Because these ladies do a lot of work.
Yeah, especially all you guys.
I hope not. I hope something can really, we can really get some answers. Maybe Chris will come forward and say something, but if he don't, there's a hell of a likely that we'll still be on, like Manson,
Right.
I'm going back from that. That's 50 years old and people still talking about that, so it's possible.
Right.
You guys will be here. Oh, never mind. Nothing. Never mind. Oh boy. Yeah, and we will be here for a long time because if you look at the Manson case or whatever, people are still talking about it. We're going to talk about this case forever, and certainly
Is that true, Jan? Do you guys see Jan's comment? Why did NK call the dumpster company before the murders? Is that true? Can that be proven?
I mean, we have her phone records.
She called the dumpster company before the murders?
Did she? I didn't. I've never heard that before.
Neither have I.
I mean, not that I recall.
Oh yeah, you would know. Yeah.
She called out. She did call a bunch of people in like that industry, but she also worked in that department with Anna Darko,
right.
So
that's true.
It wouldn't be unheard of.
Right. Right. So there might have been a good, reason for her making that phone call if it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You're wasting your time.
I love yours too, hon. Hell, I love everybody's. I just don't have time to watch them, But here's the thing. There's even some people out there there's some channels out there that do some things that I don't agree with. I ain't going to on them, I'm just not going to watch them, right?
No.
So
that's the thing. Why waste your time coming and saying crap to people?
Oh yeah, there's some out there that really says some things I don't agree with, but that's them, and they have their own subscribers, and they like what they say. So good for them, But I mean,
And there's a place for everyone, and I don't think we should call out other channels. I don't understand why people would do that. I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah.
And no one wants to hurt anyone's family. I would never, there's no way anyone wants to hurt a victim. That's just silly.
oh no,
Of
no.
course,
I mean, no.
you know.
The thing is, nobody is a saint in death. I mean, that's true. I mean, when you pass away, who you were in life, I don't know how to explain that without sounding bad. I'm just going to give my own example. Many people know my brother was murdered, right, by his wife,
right?
And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my brother was some preacher man, because he damn sure wasn't. But at the same time, he was a good guy, and he didn't deserve what he got. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But a lot of times when someone passes away, they immediately become, I don't know, a perfect, Well, my brother wasn't perfect.
Sure.
He was a good guy. And that's as far as I'm going with that. But you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, definitely. Right. And I mean, the shenan that we saw in the world, I mean, according to what I've seen, she was a lovely mother, a lovely woman, a perfect person. I don't see, but then when her mother-in-law talks about things that happen in the family, I don't think Cindy is bashing anyone. I think she's telling stories about what happened in conflict, and like any family would do. I don't like, I don't want the Watts family or the Rusek family to be vilified by anyone, because they're all victims, you guys. Everybody is a victim of what I believe Chris Watts did on his own. That's the way I see it.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, Chris, in my opinion, is lower than dirt.
Right.
I mean, he deserves every damn minute he sits there. My opinion, he's got it too damn good.
Right. No, I agree.
You're right, but it's not his parents' fault. And
not at all. No.
I mean, I'm a grandmother, and some of y'all are, I'm sure. And, if your son done that, it would be hell to accept it, and you wouldn't accept it. At the same time, it's not your fault,
Yeah.
Right. Right. And they're going to, with my daughter, whenever she's done anything wrong when she was a kid, of course you acknowledge what they do, but you don't want to roll in it, and you want to try to forgive your child because they're your child. I don't know what we would do if we were in that place, the place the Watts are in right now.
Yeah, I can't answer that, man. I really can't. I mean, I've been where Frankie's at. I am where Frankie's at. My nephew was murdered as well.
Oh my gosh.
I've been there.
I've been exactly there. Right.
Yeah, our case, nobody's been arrested. It's still open and crazy. And I'm telling you, this is 4 years, so I know these things go a minute.
Wow.
They go a hot minute before they're solved, right?
Sure.
But I can't grasp what the grandparents are going through. I cannot comprehend that. I don't know what I would do.
Use your judgment, Angelina. I trust you. I bet. Yeah, use your judgment.
Oh yeah, she's wonderful. I'm not really finding anything to time anyone out for. But then again, real is not here. Haha, I'm kidding.
And I agree with that. That's what I agree with right there. I'm thinking her truth. Everybody has their own truth and opinion to everything, right?
Right.
Yes.
I mean, just because you don't like your sister-in-law, that doesn't mean that, your sister doesn't. Right. I mean,
yeah. And I've said it a million times. Yeah, if my sister-in-law died, we've had conflict over the last 20 some odd years, but I would certainly say, the time that Deanna and I were fighting about that, I know she was wrong, but you wouldn't not talk about that. And I just don't like to see, and they're all so hurting. You can just see how they're hurting. And it breaks my heart. And I don't know why some of them are lashing out in a painful way to other people, but they have no one else to let. I don't know. It's such a complicated mess, and they're all victims. Every one of them, they are.
Yeah, nobody won here. Everybody lost. Nope. And to start choosing sides, I can't go with that.
Katerina, nobody is implicating anyone. We're discussing our theories and trying to seek justice in any which way it might go. We're not any of
Right.
us saying our theories are correct or facts. I'm
No, not at
sure.
all.
Yeah, Angelina, she can kick rocks.
Aw. Superhero loves kid. Tanya, you're never addressed the factual indicators that incriminate NK. I do. I address them, but I see that they lead to some other explanation because to me that makes sense. I don't know, again, like she lied to the police department, she lied to the CBI, but I think she lied because she knew she had said some pretty nasty things about Shanann. There are explanations for everything she did that you guys think is evidence. I'm sorry, but I see it as leading somewhere else and leading to another explanation where she's not guilty. I don't see her as being guilty, guys. I'm sorry, but I love you anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we don't have the same belief. It really doesn't. But that's how I see it.
Tanya, when we talk about guilty, like what are we all talking about? Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like because I personally believe that there might be involvement, but like I don't think that she could murder children, for example.
No,
so guilty of what?
Right. So like guilty of being an accomplice, guilty of knowing more, maybe not helping. She's guilty of something for sure, but guilty of what? Like you said.
Right. And she may have been guilty after the effect, or after the crime rather, because he told her about it. That's possible. I don't even see that though, guys. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but I don't even see her knowing about it because I don't think she behaved in such a way that would indicate that she knew about it even after the fact.
You think he lost all common sense and didn't think, hey, my whole family is going to be missing. I'm going to be number one.
I think he did.
And I'm going to be sitting in prison. You think he just forgot about all that?
I think he lost all common sense and he had a prize at the end of the tunnel, which was being with NK. Again, I referenced Susan Smith. Susan Smith.
Everybody knows in this community that everything on any show, it's always the husband is always the number one suspect.
Of course, right.
So he had to have known that he was going to be the number one suspect.
He said.
To be questioned.
Yeah, he said that. He said, "I know, I'm the spouse." So he even said that.
Sure.
So he knew he was going to be, but it's like he didn't care in a way. It's not, I don't know. It's like he's almost happy where he's at.
So then
he was no mastermind. Like,
no,
he wasn't. He wasn't in line for the next Nobel Prize or anything.
No,
like that.
Definitely not. No.
So.
Right. Chris, as a teenager in a man's body, he tasted freedom in those 6 years.
Yes.
Freedom from responsibility, freedom from wife, kids. He tasted this freedom.
He did.
And he loved the way it tasted. He wasn't ready to give that freedom up. And he knew when Shanann got home from Arizona, it was game over.
Right.
And he wasn't ready to quit playing. And he didn't have balls enough to go up to her and say, I want a divorce.
He didn't. You're right. You're absolutely right.
He really didn't. He was always saying, I didn't want to make her mad. So I just let it go. Well, sometimes, you got to make somebody.
What about her text messages to the friends about them talking about divorcing?
Yeah, that's a fact too.
They must have talked about divorce.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of people that even believe that. That's why she went to North Carolina. It was a trial separation.
Right. Because the friends all knew. I believe, and then the bed in the basement and everything like that. I believe they had the conversation before that night.
I kind of believe it too.
I think he wanted a divorce.
Wasn't
an apartment with the kids. Even Nicole said that numerous times. We're going to apartment for a 2-bedroom because him and his daughters.
Correct. Right.
Oh yeah, that's freedom.
He asked for a divorce. So what was the point in killing the family? If he already went there and they discussed a divorce, they had separate living arrangements in the house. Even why?
Right.
Here's the thing. I think we need to. I think something happened on the 8th of August when he went to her house with his work truck, and she gave him a key to her apartment.
Right.
And he went home that night, went to the ultrasound with Shanann, and they had that huge argument that night.
Right.
And she was texting her girlfriends that he said we're not compatible. He doesn't want the baby. She was wondering if she should get an abortion. So
Correct.
they came back from North Carolina. He went to work in the morning. Straight after work, went to NK's house, was there for 3 hours. She gave him her key. And he went home, got into a huge fight with Shanann, and the next day she leaves for Arizona.
Okay.
Like, something happened on that day.
That's why we do what we do, Sully. That's why we do what we do.
And once he left her house that day, so he went to an ultrasound with his wife, and she's Googling wedding dresses.
Right. In the same day. You're right.
Hours. For hours.
You're right. So I'm wondering, again, I'm playing the devil's advocate here again, but I wonder if Nicole was in fact saying, I'm so glad you made this decision. It'll be over with this weekend. We'll be able to plan our future. You'll be rid of her, that kind of thing, all over texting from whatever happened that day that caused her to do the Google the wedding dresses all day and all night or whatever.
I love you so much,
Tanya.
Oh, God.
If you saw a dead body and me running away from the scene with blood on my hands,
Cher didn't do it. She just found him, I promise.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh. I love you guys.
Right. And Jen Madison also has a good point. She NK also Googled Chris Watts, Shanann Watts, Ronnie Watts, his full address on Saratoga Trail. Like the night before, on Sunday night.
Wow.
Yeah, on Sunday night.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, guys. It's also, I don't know. I see all your points, and people get mad at me for understanding what you're saying and not changing my mind. But, I do see where you guys are, and it looks awful bad, but I don't think so. I really don't. I think he did it all on his own. I do.
Babe, what do you think just from hearing everyone talk tonight? Do you still think the same as you did today?
What's your thought?
I think the mistress knows more than what she let on. I don't think she was involved in the murders.
Woo-hoo!
There's something very sick going on. Like they were saying in the chat earlier about, like, why would you kill anybody? Well, money. If it's a 50-50 split, sure. I could see killing the wife.
Sure.
But why the kids?
Right.
Like, there's something very twisted, and I can't see it.
Here's my theory on that, Mr. Cher. I think that he attempted to poison his wife in North Carolina.
Me too.
And I think when he went there for the week that he was there with them, I think he gave her some sort of narcotic, tried to make it look like an accidental overdose, because she did have plenty of medical diagnoses that wouldn't be surprising if she took an opiate after not taking one for a long time and just passing out. So I think he tried it in North Carolina and it didn't work. And he didn't have any more of whatever he tried to use. So I think after that Wednesday, the night that Shanann was getting ready to go to Arizona for her conference or whatever, he, I think, like, put some opiates into her Thrive pills.
Oh.
So that she, replaced it into something, so that she could. He attempted, in my opinion, a second time while she was in Arizona because she was so violently ill. So that's my theory, and so I think initially in North Carolina, it would have been the optimal, I guess, solution, because then the girls could stay there with the grandparents and he
Oh,
could just
I
go
see.
back to work.
Okay.
And
I'm yeah, go ahead.
if he succeeded while she was in Arizona, then that's, you know, and completely different scenario as well, because then he obviously would be cleared and wouldn't be implicated in that. But it didn't work out like that. And I think that, yes, there was a lot of pressure. Like that Monday is going to be like everything was changing. Everything was changing, and there's no more getaways. There's no more vacations. Like Shanann booked an Aspen trip for them. Like it was over.
Mhm.
And I think, like, I don't know, like I think he went into a rage.
Sure.
But like I actually think that Shanann did come in like pissed off. I
On
think
Sunday
she's
night.
had it. Yeah, I think she's
Okay.
had it with him. I think on their way home from the airport, I think Nicole said that, I can't remember what exactly, but like that she said that she wasn't gonna like do anything, not confront him or anything, that they were gonna like talk through it another time or whatever. But I don't think she just like didn't say anything, you know, especially if he was like cold to her. And I think the Lifetime movie, I think probably like the ending is what I think it went down.
You
like.
think so? Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Lifetime movie, that it is, you know, it's pretty spot on, but you know, the end scene, I can't fly with that one. But you know, it was decently put together. I mean, from what they had to go on, which was the discovery. You know,
Sure.
I think they done
You
a pretty
think
good job.
NK did her hair? That's messed up.
Did her hair? What? What's
The
that?
girl's hair for the party was done really cute.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
But wouldn't you think that Bella would come home, you know, that Bella would say, Daddy's friend, who's a girl, did my hair, Mommy? Or, you know, I don't think they'd
Right.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
I
of
don't think
them
they'd
did
risk
do
that.
something.
But I don't know if you guys, if anyone has read my book out there, you know that I had a different ending for the Shanann character, how it happened and all that, than what they portrayed in the Lifetime movie. And I don't know, if you guys want to read my book, I would love it. But if you can't get my book, my email is somewhere on my channel. Email me and we'll figure out a way to get you a
Channel.
book, guys. But I'd love everyone to read it.
Yeah, I need to read it. I do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
too.
Yeah, if you guys want to, because I wrap up a lot of the mysteries that, like the doll being wrapped in the blanket or what, you know, a lot of different things I try to address, including the stalking and everything. And, but again, you know, I give out a bunch of, if you guys really can't get it, please email me and, you know, we'll figure something out. But my ending is different than the Lifetime movie. But what I think they did an okay job. I just did not agree with that ending scene. I really didn't. I don't think he went into a rage. I think he was much more calm. I don't know.
I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think
rage doesn't necessarily mean like throwing stuff around and like
Sure.
breaking
Right.
plates.
Right.
Like, but I
Right.
think
No.
like a mental rage to a point
Right.
where
Yeah.
like a mental rage to me looks like cold-blooded murder. I heard you talking about Gypsy Rose
Yeah.
earlier, and that's what I think of when I
Yeah.
think of rage.
Mhm.
So
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on that case because to me, that case was very messed
I
up
think
too.
we all should. That would be
We
great.
should.
Yeah,
Sure.
because
Let's
Oh,
all do that, guys. Yeah.
Haiti
we
was
looked.
terrible. I mean,
Yeah,
horrible.
we looked into that case
I really don't,
in depth.
I
We
don't
could
know.
all use a breather, honestly.
From the
Like
Watts case, definitely.
mentally from the Watts case, because it's
Yeah, I agree. I gotta finish this discovery, you know, and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, Gypsy Rose a good one.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sorry, but I feel sorry for that little girl. You know, I feel so bad for her.
I
And
feel sorry for her, but I also think I would never trust her because of who raised her.
well, that's true.
You know
But
what I
I
mean?
think that she didn't
Not her
know.
fault, but you know,
oh yeah,
Right.
I'd be yeah.
I feel bad for her, and I don't know. Her mom was in bad shape when that happened, so she could have
Yeah.
left, man. That's my
She
look
could
on
have
that.
left. I know. And even though her mother found her the previous time,
Yeah.
I would have just ran and ran and
She
ran.
was
And
a battered child and grew up all those years. She
Yeah.
wasn't mentally there, you guys, at all.
She definitely had Stockholm syndrome to an
Yeah.
She did.
extreme.
Yeah,
I mean,
poor kid.
definitely. And bless her heart,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wish things could have handled differently that way.
If she, and
Davey
I know
was
Yeah,
a
I
bad
don't know.
person.
I don't know about all that, guys.
Yeah. Oh no. What do you think, Dr. B?
Davey was not the
Oh,
greatest
man.
person in the world. I don't know about that woman. She has
Yeah.
issues.
No, absolutely. There's
shouldn't have
no
touched-
doubt about that. She
Yeah.
100% abused
Yeah.
that
Oh,
child.
definitely.
Oh my
Um,
God. Oh my God. Could you
Good night,
imagine having to live
Kellyanne.
your life like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, I'm saying that trauma does not turn people into murderers, and it should
No.
never also be an excuse for that.
Correct.
So,
I
yes,
agree.
she was abused. And at the same time, she also orchestrated and planned this
She did.
like a cold-blooded
She bought the
murderer did.
You're right.
When calling DCFS would have been the
Yeah.
easier
I
choice.
see what you're saying, because I also believe she could have been on any of those live interviews and just got up out of that chair and walked,
And
right?
started
And her mom
walking.
would have
She
looked
Yeah.
was
stupid.
terrified of her mother. I mean,
It doesn't matter. They would have caught her if Gypsy Rose would have just stood up and any interview. She claims she wanted to. Now, I don't know if it was me.
Right.
I feel like I would have. You just, all of a sudden, you just stand up and you start walking. That mom is going to be in so much trouble, because then what are they going to do? They're going to take her aside. They're going to start questioning, like, what the heck? And she could have said,
Mhm.
I could walk this whole time, but she was abusing me and doing this. She would have been arrested. The mom, I can see what Dr. B is saying, but I
Sure.
also understand she was beaten physically and emotionally brought down. When you are a child and you're being told to do these things because that mother, this is how the mom's getting the money, right?
Right.
She mentally was not, like, I don't know, for many, many years, that's how you grew up, being mentally. Look at Rhonda's son. Like, he was told all his life that he was a clone for rich people to eat.
That poor kid.
He's
Yeah.
so mentally messed up, even to this day, 17 years later, from things that he was told. It just mentally, like, I don't know. The mental thing, I think people should look at too. Maybe she shouldn't be in prison, but maybe she should be in a padded room for the rest of her life.
Correct.
Bingo.
And I think,
Bingo.
No,
Yeah.
I think she deserves to be in prison. Matter of fact, I think they messed this up, actually. Like, I'm going to say that it's not fair that Nicholas Godejohn got a life sentence.
Right. And she didn't.
And she only got 10 years.
Yeah.
And
she was
she's
the
actually
best one.
up for like parole pretty soon too. So she's like
Yeah.
looking forward to getting out. But like I don't think that's fair. And I think that yes, like the abuse was a mitigating factor for her, but at the same time, like Nick Godejohn is obviously very mentally ill. And very easily influenced, but that wasn't used as a mitigating factor.
She is getting out soon, yeah.
I think it's like, is it 2024, Dr. B? I don't remember the date, but
yeah,
it is coming up.
2023 or 2024, something like
Right.
Yeah.
It's coming up, yeah.
They may release her early, depending on how the COVID goes, right?
Right.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angelina, look it up. It's a frightening and fascinating story. It's so heartbreaking, and I know that children who are in that position, though, I mean, from what I know, they love their life with their mom. They love their mom's attention. They appreciate their day-to-day life with their mother, and they don't want to disrupt that by reporting her. And they're stuck in that little, that trap too, that if they were to speak up and they were to claim the abuse and they were to reach out to a doctor or a teacher or a neighbor or whatever, then that would stop their happy little, and it's not a happy life, obviously, but it is a life, and it's the only life they know. It would put an end to their life with their abusive parent. And even though they are abusive, that's their parent, and they appreciate their life that they live, even though it's horrible. And that's so difficult for kids who are abused. I don't know, which is why they don't always reach out. they say just reach out to a teacher or to a neighbor. They don't, because whatever life it is, it's their life, and they don't want to hurt the parent. And in this case, she did. She was the mastermind. She planned the whole thing. And that poor boy, he didn't know what he was doing. And I think that I don't know what his diagnosis is, Dr. B, but I know that he has some problems, emotionally
He's on the
or whatever.
autism
But is he? Okay. Yeah, poor kid. I don't know. But yeah, it was a tragedy all around. And no, she should have just ran away. Yeah, I know.
Okay, there was a
we should
question
get into
about
that
the Starbucks cup. Does anybody put a lot of emphasis on that, or?
I don't. I really
No.
don't. It could have been
I
the
really
detective
don't.
having coffee that morning or something. I never really cared about the Starbucks cup. Like I've heard other people keep bringing it up, but to me, there are so
didn't
many
do it.
investigators around, and what they like coffee and donuts, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been Nick Atkinson's cup. It could have been anyone. And I think that timestamp on it would probably indicate that it was Nick and his mother, or Nicole Atkinson and her son, and that he brought it in from the car and threw it away. Just that simple. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't even tried to look at the cup because I really never put much thought into it.
Right.
And if I think it's something I need to, I will, but I really never have thought about it much.
Right.
Well, does anybody have any questions or anything else to say? I don't want to keep everybody here all night, so
Oh no, we've gone over 2 hours. I think this has been awesome, you guys. Oh my gosh, thank
it really
you.
has. We still got 132 in here. Somebody said they was going to report us. I'm not sure what for.
Oh no, why?
Report away.
Yeah, they can try.
I'm not sure why.
I don't
Does
know who these
anybody?
are from.
Yeah,
Babe, are you ready for the crazy on your channel? I'm sorry.
Bring it
no.
on.
I don't know. I didn't even run my mouth that much tonight, so I don't know why.
Hey, but it was good though. Really, no hate. There wasn't.
No
we got,
hate.
we got the one chick in there that was saying some stuff, but it wasn't that bad. And
That wasn't that bad.
yeah,
no.
and then she jetted out, going to report us for something. I'm not sure what, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe they're mad at Mr. Cher for something.
Well, blame it on me. That's fine.
There we go, Mr. Cher.
Well,
I mean, he's been nothing but disruptive.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Isn't he a
I'm just an ass. I
know,
really am. It's terrible. I don't know. I don't even know why anyone talks to me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I love all you guys, and I sub to you, Mr. Cher. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Bing Bing.
That is so sweet. But yeah, I love everybody on this panel. You guys are awesome. Dr. B, I'm so glad to talk to you again.
Yes,
so
thank
cool.
you. This was fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was a lot
Are we
of
going to
fun.
see you tomorrow, Dr. B?
y'all
I
made my first live so cool. Thank
Oh,
y'all.
you did a great
I
job.
really
I can't
appreciate
believe
it.
it. You did
I
a
even
really
got some super chats.
Oh, that
Really.
is so cool. You
I
did a
didn't even
bang up
think about
job.
that.
Yeah. For sure.
That's
And look
awesome.
into that. Look into the paid StreamYard. I think it's worth it. I really do.
Okay.
And there's so many things, Dr. B, I want to ask you about how the heck to do it on my StreamYard, so I might be hitting you. I haven't figured it all out yet, but whatever. You guys are awesome.
We'll carry this on tomorrow night on Mr. Cher's. And thank you, Mama Kim, for having me on your first stream as a guest. I had fun.
Thank you, my little daughter.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you.
I'm going to hop off. I love you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Everybody. I'm going to hop off as well if I can here. And you guys, good night. Have a good night. Have a good night. And I will talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.